Clarksville's new Get Fit headquarters. Trifecta Fitness is a state-of-the-art spin and strength training studio. Our spin studio is truly one of a kind in this area, complete with 20 state-of-the-art live fitness bikes and an incredible sound system. Our strength training is done in small groups of 6 or fewer, and all of our strength and spin classes are scalable for every level of experience. Come see us in the heart of Clarksville, just behind MAPCO at the corner of Old Trenton Road and Wilma Rudolph Boulevard. Call us for more info at 931-542-6265 or download our Trifecta Fitness app for a full list of upcoming classes.
In October 2019, Arlington, Texas was chosen to be the home of a new national museum, unlike any other. The National Medal of Honor Museum will be a unique home of military history. The 100,000 square foot museum will house exhibits, archives, and artifacts relating to the 3,500 U.S. troops who have been awarded the medal, the nation's highest honor for valor in combat. The museum will have 31,000 square feet of galleries dedicated to U.S. troops who have received the award. The museum CEO, former Navy SEAL and NASA astronaut Chris Cassidy, said the museum will focus on education as much as preservation. The building will have 5 areas dedicated to Medal of Honor winners from the Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, and Coast Guard. The main gallery will be located in a central plaza under a 25,000 square foot slab of steel, which will appear to be suspended in midair. It will be supported by 5 pillars. Black Rifle Coffee is a corporate sponsor of the museum, as are the Dallas Cowboys. The museum's board also includes over a dozen major corporations and 6 Medal of Honor recipients, including David Bellavia, Patrick Brady, and Britt Slabinski. Army Staff Sergeant Bellavia was awarded the medal for clearing an entire house by himself on November 10, 2004, as a squad leader in support of Operation Phantom Fury in Fallujah, Iraq. He killed 4 enemy fighters and wounded a 5th in close quarters battle. Army Major General Brady flew and coordinated the evacuation of 51 seriously wounded men during a firefight in Vietnam in January 1968. Slabinski, a Navy SEAL chief and team leader, led a rescue team of SEALs during Operation Anaconda in Afghanistan in March 2002. Slabinski and his team flew to a mountaintop ambush site to rescue Petty Officer First Class Neil Roberts, who had fallen from the back of a helicopter. Slabinski led the team through almost constant combat against an entrenched Taliban force. Along with the board members, former presidents Jimmy Carter, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, and Barack Obama serve as honorary directors. The museum is expected to open to the public in late 2024.
All right. Welcome back.
MisFitNation. MisFitNation. The MisFitNation show.
We are a show founded by a veteran and hosted by 2 veterans and a military spouse. Our mission is to get people to tell their stories to the world. If you're an author, share your tips with the MisFitNation. If you're a musician or an actor, our audience needs to know how they too can get into the business. Coaches, we love our coaches. Come on and share your tips with the MisFitNation to help them become better versions of themselves. If you are a corporate leader or an entrepreneur, come on and show how you did it and how hard you have fought for success. If you are a veteran, first responder, or Gold Star family, we would love to have you come on and share your story with the MisFitNation. We always have time for you. If you're feeling down, alone, or starting to see the darkness, stop. Think about those who are around you. You are not alone. You will be missed. If you feel like your problems will be a burden to those in your inner circle or feel embarrassed, dial 988. If you are a veteran, take option 1. We need you to keep pushing forward. Don't make a permanent solution to a temporary problem. If you are a new listener, welcome to the MisFitNation show. Be sure to subscribe to our show on your favorite podcast app. Also on our YouTube channel at @the_MisFitNation. Subscribe and click the bell to keep you up to date on our latest episodes and all of our news. You can also find us on Heroes Media Group and About Face Radio. Now, let's get to the show!
All right. Welcome to the Tuesday crew. Well, sort of, kind of. You got the best one here, and then you got Cagney with me. Lacey decided to do something else tonight, and He's working somewhere tonight, so he couldn't join us. So, Cagney, how was your day?
It was good until it started raining. I'm thinking the north end of town is all without power right now. We're kind of in the middle. Let's see what happens. Hopefully it stays on for the show.
And then it'll just be me. Awesome. All right, great.
Well, I can run this on battery. I just don't know how everything's going to look with no lights.
It could be kind of shocking to the audience. All right.
Yes.
So our end to watch, I just pulled it up for the first time in about a week, I guess, since your last show, probably since last time I pulled the page up. And there's 3 new entries on there. We got Correctional Officer Raphael Wardlow, Cook County Sheriff's Office, Department of Corrections, Illinois, end to watch July 30th, 2024. Police Officer Demetrice Johnson, Memphis Police Department, right here in Tennessee, end to watch August 2nd, 2024. And Master Deputy Sheriff Bradley Michael Link, Lake County Sheriff's Office, Florida, end to watch also August 2nd, 2024. Let's keep those officers, their family, their friends, all in your thoughts and prayers as they go through this tumultuous time. Also, keep the soldiers in the U.S. military station at Al Assad Air Base in Iraq in your thoughts and prayers as they got hit with a good missile attack yesterday or early this morning, our time. And a lot of people got wounded. So hopefully they're doing all right and they're fighting back and putting their throat on people's necks and making things right the way it should be. So, Cagney, you want to do the intro? You want me to get it?
Tonight we have Terry Fossum. He is the #1 best-selling author. He's a TEDx speaker, Eagle Scout, retired Air Force, motivational speaker. Let's bring him in and let's see what he has to say.
All right. Welcome, Terry.
Welcome, Terry.
Great to be here. Appreciate being here. I don't know how motivational I am or not, but it's great to be here with my brothers and sisters, man.
Hell yeah. When I was reading your bio, I seen that kicking and screaming thing, and all I was thinking about was Will Ferrell doing that soccer movie, kicking and screaming. I was like, I don't remember anyone wearing an Eagle Scout uniform in that movie. So I had to look it up. And I was like, oh, that's something totally different. Tell us how you got into that, and of course, tell us about your background from as far back as you want to go to how we got to here today.
Wow. Well, let's start with the background because that kind of, people hear all the accolades, #1 best-selling author in the Wall Street Journal, #2 TED Talk in the world, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I don't even know who that dude is. Well, that's true. It's true because I was raised in literally the poorest city in the entire United States of America, a small Texas-Mexico border town that everybody's heard of, McAllen, Texas. It's been in the news, all the border crossings, cartels coming across, And don't get me wrong, I love my hometown. I really do. But it can be a little rough growing up there sometimes with all the gangs and the drugs. I was on the wrong end of an assault rifle in junior high in my own back alley. And when I was in high school, my father was killed. Before he died, one of the neighbors came up and said, I just want to make sure you understand something. Those 3 boys of yours, your 3 sons, not a single one of them will ever grow up to be anything. So that's my background. That's where I come from. So again, all these accolades and stuff, I don't know who that guy is. All I know is the guy's never going to grow up to be anything. So, we may have a lot to talk about on this show because I know everybody here has gone through challenges. Everybody's going through challenges. I just want to make sure everybody understands all of us. Sans none. None of us have not gone through something or aren't going through something. We all are. You're in good company.
Definitely, and I think if you listen to country music, Jelly Roll, he says it best in his new song, "I am not okay," but it's all going to be all right. You grew up in like you said, McAllen, Texas. The only reason I knew that city's name is because every one of my MREs had McAllen, Texas stamped on it.
Right on, man. Right on.
Either packed or something in McAllen, Texas. I said, yeah, I know that town because I've seen it on many, many meals I ate while you were eating steak and lobster in the Air Force.
And let me assure you, we were eating steak and lobster in the airport. Let me assure you of that. Even in Egypt, we've got stories that we can talk about, ops out of Egypt where,
of course,
we went over, we're going to go over to the Army base. They said, do not tell them how we're living right now. Like, all right, I get it.
Exactly. Bad things occur at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What made you make that turn to go to the Air Force? Did you apply to the academy or did you go to college and ROTC scholarship?
Well, I think it started off in the Boy Scouts, quite frankly. Yeah, I'm big, like I said, Eagle Scout. I'm still a huge volunteer, represented all the Boy Scouts of America on that survival reality show we'll go back to. But, it really was. And, I know they want to say it's not a paramilitary organization. Okay, but it prepares you for a lot of life skills in my patrol, in my troop while wearing my uniform and marching. So, no, I think it really did prepare me for the military. From there, I went into the Corps of Cadets at Texas A&M University, which puts out more general officers than any of the academies. Sorry, academy folks out there, but and that was indeed hardcore. That was seriously hardcore stuff. So when I got to the Air Force, I went to what we call boot camp, right? But we call it summer camp. We've been through the Corps at A&M because it's nothing compared to what we've gone through for a couple of years already.
Exactly. And you said A&M. I had a good friend I went to ROTC camp with, Charles Reed. That's where he went. He was an A&M guy. He went to the Army, of course, to the better service, and field artillery officer. Did great things for God and country. He's retired now as well.
What? What did he do for a living? What?
Yeah, exactly. He's a little deaf right now, but he's all right.
Now, let me ask you. It says you were the XO for an entire group of B-52 bombers. Did you actually fly them? Were you in them?
No, see, I was
Fortress, or
the buff as it is, the big, ugly, fat flyer. No, I was the first non-aviator ever to be in that position. I got to the squadron level. I spearheaded a brand new career field in the entire Air Force called Operations Management. So they put us through our training, and it was dealing with helping to run the Air Force. And I got to my squadron. I was one of the first in the entire Air Force. They didn't know what to do with me. So I get to the squadron, and it was a flying squadron. It was B-52 squadron. And they're like, okay, what is your job? I'm like, wait a minute, you don't know what my job is. Okay, let me tell you what my job is. And they're like, okay, well, do you need flight gear? Yes, I do. Well, a fitted helmet and everything? Yes, I do. And but at the squadron level, I got to work. I rolled my sleeves up. I got to work. I was the adjutant, as it was called, commander's right-hand man. Crews that land at 2 a.m. I'm still in the office working. It's just what I do. You put your nose to the grindstone and try to be the best you can at whatever you do. So then the boss, the big boss, the ops group commander, was ready to switch out execs, and he said, I want Fossum. Like, I'm a non-aviator. It's never happened. I don't care. I want you. All right. Go up and work my butt off up there. But that's during the time we had a base shooting. We had a massive shooting during my time. One of my buddies dropped a buff, a B-52 into the dirt during that time. My last job in the Air Force that I volunteered for was taking care of the shooting victims from the mass casualty event. So, we've all had our challenges throughout our careers, the things we face, the things we still face.
Which base was that at?
Fairchild Air Force Base, Spokane, Washington.
All right. I was trying to picture when that was. I was trying to think about that. When we hear about so many bad things that occur, I was trying to put the on the map there.
Yeah. It's true. I mean, and that's the world that we've lived in, and many listeners probably still live in. That's what we signed up for, and we know that. But we also know it has an effect on us, and that's why it's so critical we stick together as brothers and sisters, even if y'all really were in the lesser portions of the military.
Exactly. Even though we were in the better service, we lived a little below you. I got it.
Yeah, I think he's picking on you, Rich. I'm not sure.
I think it's going back and forth right now. I understand. Best friend retired from the Air Force a few years ago, Joey Paglegan. He's a J-Stars guy. He now lives in Navarre, Florida, still working for the Air Force.
And it's good you're admitting that in public now. That's one of the steps of the program. That your son was in the Air Force. That's good.
It's the fourth step, dude. Right after I got stationed on Kunsan Air Base and put in a condemned building, the Air Force didn't want, but the Army can live in.
That was great quarters for y'all, man. Come on.
It's like 5-star.
Yeah, so the survival reality show, and that was kind of the funny part. So I did not actually retire from the Air Force. I started a little business on the side, and although things were going insanely well for me in the Air Force, better than they should have, I wanted to give that a try. So did that. That worked out real well. But I married it. I mean, it worked out real well. Let me say it worked out real well. But I married into 3 teenage and preteen boys. So I called up my business partners and said, guess what? I just retired. And they're like, wait, what? I said, yeah, I just retired. They're like, we're making a lot of money here. I get that, but I can make money. I got one chance. These boys needed a positive male role model very badly. So I got one chance to turn these little boys into honorable men. And I'm not going to screw that up. I'm not going to let anything get in the way. So for the next few years, I was Mr. Mom. I'd walk them to the bus stop every morning. I'm there when they get home from school, whether they like it or not. I was their scoutmaster. And fast forward a few years, the younger two twins turning 18, get their Eagle Scout. Thank God. And I'm going, okay, God, what do you want me to do next? Whatever it is, I'll do it. You lead, I'll follow. Be careful what you ask for. Because all of a sudden I get this email out of the blue. This is Metal Flowers Media Casting Company. We're casting a brand new television survival reality show pitting 10 of the top survival experts in the country against each other while dragging along a complete novice who's never even camped out in their backyard before. And we think you'd be great. Now Canyon Rich, you guys get an email out of the blue like that. What do you think? Help me out.
How to do it. It's a challenge.
Well, I thought it was spam. I was sure it was spam, right? They're not going to. Where did that come from?
First thing Rich would say is challenge accepted. He'd be there.
Well,
I would think I'm getting punked first, and then I'd say challenge accepted.
Well, I turned out I was going to be the oldest person on the entire show against a bunch of special forces guys, Marine Scout sniper, mercenary who helped take out Saddam Hussein, fourth degree ninja black belt. I'd seen on Naked and Afraid all stars, except for the fuzzy parts. Survival instructor, military survival instructors, and me, the fat old scoutmaster. And they wanted me to wear my scoutmaster uniform representing all of Boy Scouts of America going up against that. No pressure. No pressure.
I've seen
None whatsoever.
on IMDb. I've seen your picture with your kerchief on and stuff. Still, he's still got it going on there. Here it is.
Well, as it turned out, and of course, all that stuff. I mean, it's casting. It was all real. Everything that happened was real. People ask me a lot. Is it bullshit? Is it real? What's the deal? No, it was real. It wasn't exactly like we expected, but it was real. I lost 26 pounds on the show.
Wow.
Yeah. So I came back a lot skinnier. Of course, I had 26 pounds to lose, and don't you worry, I found them again. But they didn't mention. Yeah, I'm prior military also. No, granted, not special forces, not Army, Air Force. Granted, but I've also done excursions, solo journey deep into the Arctic Circle, survival in the Amazon jungle, all that kind of stuff, just for fun. And a black belt. And my partner, I ended up winning the whole stinking show. Nobody's more surprised than I was.
I bet that was awesome to win and look back at those guys and the other teams and say, look, I just did this with my Scoutmaster outfit on, and I was not special ops in the Air Force. I was just a guy in the Air Force.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to me, and I'm a man of faith. And I told everybody going in, I told them I don't want to do this show. I have no desire to do the show. But if you're going, okay, God, what do you want me to do next? I'll do it. And then you get an email out of the blue, I'd call the whole thing blind faith. Look, I told the rest of the people that were there, I told the producers, I know I'm not here to win. I got no delusions of grandeur. I get it. But I am here for a reason. And at the end, we're down to two teams, those side interviews like they do. They're interviewing me and they're going, how terrible would it be to come this far? This far, you're the final two teams. It all ends today and you lose. How terrible would that be? I went, well, tell you the truth. It'd be fantastic. It'd be awesome. And they're like, wait, what? This is Hollywood here, boy. Wait, what? I said, yeah, I told you from the start. I think I'm here for a reason. I think God put me here for a reason. If that reason is to help Brady and Claire, the final competitors, win, outstanding. His will, not mine. And which tripped them out. They weren't exactly expecting that answer. And believe it or not, that answer never made it on the air. Can you believe that?
It's always the good answers that don't make it on the air. So the ones that, I guess, drive more buzz, more viral sensation, but where buzzwords come out, and that helps the ratings go up.
Yeah, and that could be. And I don't want to say anything bad about the executive producer, Matt Kuhn. Is an amazing man, good man. And then at the start, I went up to him before we started rolling. Right, I said, "Look, I want to make sure because I know you can edit and make me look like I said or did anything, whether I did it or not. I'm representing all the Boy Scouts of America. I don't care about me, but the entire perception of every viewer of Boy Scouts is going to be based on what they see. I want your word that you won't make it look like I said or did something that I didn't do. If I screw up, show it. I own it. But that you won't do any sort of cutting. And he said, you have my word. Like, roll camera. And he was true to his word and still in touch with him.
Terry, talking about Boy Scouts, how much has it changed from when you were going to become an Eagle Scout and in the 80s when Rich and I were in the Boy Scouts to today? In your mind, how much has it changed?
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, being kind of representative, because now I go around the country speaking at scouting events, raising money, right? Because I'm the scout on the reality show. And I'm very involved on a local level, been the board president, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It hasn't changed, guys. Okay. I know everybody's like, oh, it's different. It's not like it was. Bull crap. Okay. Can you tell I'm trying to
Okay. So the teachings are the same. It's just I don't know. When I see kids marching in parades, I don't see them in full uniform like we used to do. It's like more relaxed. I see stuff like that has changed, but the teachings itself is all the same.
I think first of all, it depends on the unit. They're back in my day, and of course, we're in a poor area. We didn't have full uniforms. We didn't have that. We wore blue jeans.
We grew up in Jersey City, New Jersey. We weren't that rich, and we had full uniforms. If we were in a parade, we were 100% set for that parade.
I believe that for your unit, but I also know that is not ubiquitous. That's not universal. Never was, even in our. Yeah. So to answer your question, Scout Oath and Law. That's the only thing that matters, and that is rock solid. But wait, they let girls in now. They let girls in back then. Well, they let gays in. Guess what? There was gays in back then. We just didn't know.
We just didn't talk about it.
Yeah. And what I tell people now across the country is, look, my job as Scoutmaster, my job as a Scout leader is, again, to help young boys become honorable men. That's my job. Now, my sons are now grown up and they're marrying. I want them to marry honorable women. So do I think it's cool that I can help girls become honorable women? Yeah, I do. And let's talk about gays. I know that's a big thing. If somebody's going to be gay, they're going to be gay. I want them to be honorable. I want them to learn to be trustworthy and loyal and helpful and free. That's what we want. And nothing, guys, has changed from the thing that really matters: Scout Oath and Law.
That's what I was wondering. Like that was the biggest thing. As long as the teaching is the same, I'm good. Like I say, but I just noticed the lack of this and lack of that sometimes. That's why I was just wondering about that.
Well, the press has a heyday, and there's. You got to watch everything you see online these days too. And anytime there's change, people are going to trip out. Well, guess what? The Scouts that we were in isn't the same as the Scouts 10, 20, 30 years before that either.
Right.
But the ethics has held true and still remains to this day.
The only question I have on the modern Scouts is why the popcorn? Why is it so expensive? Why do they do that to those kids?
Because we can't get the cookie contract. It's been stolen already.
You could sell hot dogs.
Walmart, those young guys and gals that are selling that popcorn. I can't even afford that popcorn, but here's $10. Do what you can with it.
The thing to remember with the popcorn, right? Besides, some of it's really, really good. I actually love the stuff. But every time I look at that, okay, what I'm doing is I'm donating to a kid. I'm donating to that kid's future, learning ethics. Morals. And oh, by the way, as a gift for donating, I get some really good popcorn. That's what I look at it. I can't. You look at the price of the popcorn. It's not about that.
I want them to get better, and I'm going to get diabetes at the same time. It's all right.
You got one hand washes the other. It all works.
Understand completely, man.
All right, so Tara, we talked about your backstory from McAllen, Texas, to land of the MRE, and we talked about the show. Let's talk about setting goals and why so many people struggle with goals, and like for you even did that, and you were at a low point in your life. What happened from there?
Yeah, here's the deal, and it's really important that everybody understands this because pretty much everybody has strived for a goal, whatever it is. It might be just get a job, to keep a job, or it might be a financial goal, significant one, or a weight loss goal, or a marital goal, or even addiction. And it's important to know 92% of the people who set a goal fail. 92%. And there's a reason why. 74% of the diets fail. There's a reason why. 50% of the marriages fail. There's a reason why. Why? What we're being taught, ladies and gentlemen, about goal setting is mostly incorrect or completely wrong. And let me tell you, I'm going to shoot straight. That's what I do. And especially on this show, we all shoot straight. Okay. Number one, we've heard about the Harvard goal setting study. 100% of the people that wrote down their goals achieved them. Didn't happen. Sorry, it's been in best-selling books. It's been still taught from stages around the world. Harvard's confirmed it never happened. Somebody made it up and they keep repeating it. Okay, writing down your goals is important, but it ain't going to do it. Positive visualization, these days especially, drives me insane. Just visualize it and the universe will go to work making it happen for you. No, you got to work. You know, Lord helps those who help themselves. So does the universe. You got to get up off your butt. Positive visualization is important, but it's not going to do it. Let's talk a little science, then we'll talk about what happened to me at one of the lowest points of my life. Okay. I learned about something called prospect theory, because we're going to talk about why goal setting hasn't worked and what we do about it. Prospect theory taught us we'll do more to avoid pain than to go toward pleasure. We'll do more to avoid pain than to go toward pleasure. Here's the deal. We associate pain with getting out of our comfort zone. Go figure. Okay, right? That's pain. We'll avoid pain. We'll avoid getting out of our comfort zone. Therefore, no matter how much positive visualization we do, bunnies and unicorns and little fields of flowers and how amazing life is going to be, it's not enough to get us away from the pain of getting out of our comfort zone. We'll do more to avoid pain than to go toward pleasure. Okay. The Oxcart Technique, and very blessed that my book, when it came out, the Oxcart Technique, Blueprint for Success, hit #1 best-selling book on Wall Street Journal, #1 on Amazon, #1 on Barnes & Noble, USA Today best-selling book. It's been named the biggest advancement in the science of goal setting in recent history by one of the 50 best brains in science, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, why? Because it applies Nobel Prize-winning science of prospect theory. How? Okay. If pleasure is not enough to get you away from pain, what does? More pain. If you get pain that's more painful than getting out of your comfort zone, it'll push you out of your comfort zone instead of try to pull you out. That's what happens. Let me explain how. In fact, let me tell you my story. I told you I got out of the military to try a business. And I told you the end line that it went great. It's not the way it works, y'all. Not the way it works, at least not for me. I tried and I failed, and I tried and I failed, and I applied all this stuff I kept learning, all the books, all the seminars, and I failed and I failed. And I finally got to the point you may relate to where I just couldn't fail anymore. I couldn't do it. And I walked into the bathroom. I looked at myself in the mirror. I said, I guess he's right. You're never going to grow up to be anything. You are never going to grow up to be anything. So why try? And so wait a minute. Wait a minute. No. For the sake of the memory of my dad, if nothing else, I'm not going to let that son of a gun be right. None of his sons will ever grow up to be anything. Not going to happen. And something happened, gentlemen. I got pissed off. To tell you the straight up truth, I got pissed off. And I got up.
Yourself in the ass.
Say that again?
I said you kicked yourself in the ass and said, let's do this.
I kicked myself in the ass. That's right. And as long as the ass in a positive way, and we're going to tell you exactly how to do that, it worked. I got up, I brushed myself off. Now, I still hit the same setbacks and disappointments and naysayers as before, but now I did it from a different standpoint, not for some dream board, some positive visualist beaches of the world, that kind of crap. It wasn't going to happen to a kid like me. Now I had something to go away from, and it pushed me out. I said, I don't care what they're saying. I'm not going to let that happen. The Oxcart Technique was born. Here it is. Oxcart Technique. What is that? Carrot and the stick. Ox goes towards the carrot and away from the stick. That's the condensed version. The book's got the parable in it. Really cool. Get the book. It's cheap. It doesn't make any difference in my financial future. It's going to help you. Okay. It teaches you how to use this technique to kick yourself in the butt whatever the goal is. And it's helped people, of course, make a lot of money. It has saved marriages. It's helped people lose weight, even get off addictions, because it works. It's based on real science. It's not bullshit, and it works.
Steve, you read the book, Steve. Come on.
Did I?
So you should.
I'm sorry. I work 12-hour days every once in a while. I don't have time to actually sit down and do that, but okay.
That's all right. That's all right, man. But so what
I had today off and did a honey-do list, and here we are doing a podcast.
Let's see, read the book or put up with the wrath of my wife. Yeah, no, I think you did good, man. You did good.
Yeah.
You're going to get the wrath anyway. You read the book. Just some life learning lessons here.
Yeah. Well, so
I'm going to have to put it on audio and put it in my ears while I'm sleeping. There you
go.
I think it did finally come out on Audible also. I think it finally came out on Audible. It's available on Amazon.
Nice.
And everybody can go to my for more. In fact, I set up something to give you more information for free. Go to thegoalsecret.com, thegoalsecret.com. And there's a video that explains exactly how to do this, downloadable mini ebook, all of it free. And especially for listeners of this podcast, I want you to get that information. And if you want to get the book from there, it's got examples, exactly how to do it and all that. Fantastic. If not, fantastic. At least I've helped serve my brothers and sisters and help them understand why they have not been reaching those goals and how they can do so from one brother to another.
Outstanding. And listeners, make sure you go to thegoalsecret.com. I'm going to post that now, and then also the link that pops up when that comes in as well. So all you have to do is click. All you have to do is click on the link. Yeah,
and you can get a lot more information at terrylfossum.com. I'm not that imaginative. terrylfossum.com. And it's got, again, a lot of great information there for you for free, at least hopefully. And reach out to me. If this stuff helps you, reach out to me. It's important to me to know.
Definitely. We learned about the Oxcart technique. We learned about kicking and screaming, and it's not the one with Will Ferrell. Everyone, not the one with Will Ferrell. Just get that right. Although that is a good one. You can watch that as well. Watch them both.
It's going to be good.
It's funny. It's going to be funny no matter what.
Right.
When you started... when you made your turning point, we had a question in the comments here. They asked the question, what was your turning point? I think was the question. At JCaro19 asked, what was your turning point on
Yes. Hey, first of all, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Keep up the good fight, man. It was that lowest point. And see, so for everybody listening on, because I know, again, especially us veterans, sometimes we have some lows, right? That can be the most powerful time when you're at that low. That's when you got the chance to turn it all flipping around, and it's your choice at that point. It was my choice because I got pissed off enough. So, okay, get pissed off enough, but use that to fuel you, not to tear you down or to tear others down, but to fuel you. Like, okay, screw this. I'm tired of this. This is not going to be my life. I refuse to let it be my life. I'll do whatever it takes to make sure it's not my life. In fact, let me go into some more detail for y'all real quick here. How this works. You set up 3 pieces of paper. That's all. 3 pieces. That's all this whole thing is. And it's been some of the best minds in the world in business and self-improvement, et cetera, are freaking out over this thing. It's 3 pieces of paper. The first one, I wrote down what I called my failure scenario. Never grow up to be anything. This guy is right. He's going to keep talking bad about my family forever, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to be poor, all that. I mean, I wrote it out. It's got to be emotional because, listen, emotion, not fact, is the driver of all action. Again, emotion, not fact, is the driver of all action. So you've got to be emotional. That's what gets us moving, good or bad, right? All of us who are patriots understand that feeling, that emotion of love for our country, for our brothers and sisters. And that'll drive us harder on the battlefield than anything else in the world will. Certainly no facts or data or statistics, okay? Use it to your advantage. I wrote out my failure scenario. That's what I call it. And at the bottom, there's a quote. You'll see it on the website. I absolutely will not let this happen. I'll do whatever it takes to make sure my failure scenario does not come true. Next piece of paper. What does it take? This is my daily action plan. Whatever your goal is, this is the daily actions that make the difference between your failure and your success. So you write those out. It's got to be doable. All the SMART goal stuff we've all heard of a million times, okay? But that's the difference. So after that, you read that and you're already going, crap, I'll do it. All right, fine, I'll do it. Now you read your success scenario, your positive visualization, your carrot. This is how amazing it's going to be, because today I took the actions on my chart to make sure it works out. At the bottom, this is the way it's going to work. It's the quotes on the website. So what happens? It's problem solution format. It's like any good movie. Something bad's happening, and the hero's got to come in and do these exact things to save the world. And when he or she does, the world is saved and we'll all be merry and bright. Well, in this case, you're the hero. You know what to do. It's harnessing your emotions to stick to it. Not just bunnies and unicorns, but everything that actually works.
Rainbows and butterflies. There we go.
Rainbows and butterflies. Yeah.
Hell yeah. If your life was a movie, what would it be called and who would play you?
Oh God.
Can't pick Matthew McConaughey. He's a Longhorns fan. So.
Oh man. First of all, I'm trying to think of the ugliest actor that there is, and I got nothing, man. I got nothing.
I was going to say Bruce Willis isn't working anymore. He did the last Boy Scout. So.
There, nicely done. Nicely done.
Touche.
I don't know. I think that's got to. You know what? No, Blind Faith. I think the name of the movie would be called Blind Faith, because that's where I go through all life. Just blind faith, man. Who would play me? I don't know. I got nothing. Whoever the goofiest person that you can think of is, that's the one.
I would go with Samuel L. Jackson.
I'll take that.
There, so Blind Faith, mother effer. You got it.
Yeah, I think you might have pegged that. I'm not allowed to say those in public as it is, but if we were off camera,
yes,
we did that. One of the interviews, I'll tell you this real quick. One of the side interviews back on the show, and again, I'm in uniform. I know the entire world, whatever, a couple million, whatever people are going to see me. So I know I'm being judged. Everything I say, everything I do is being judged. I get that, right? But on one of those interviews, then as soon as I saw the camera light go off, there's a little red light on the camera. As soon as I saw that go off, I kind of just led into something that they didn't expect me to be saying. And they're like, "Oh my God. Yeah, your Samuel L. Jackson thing? Yeah, maybe."
See, there it is.
There it is.
Every setting that he works in. He can work in a kid's movie. He just says MF and kids. So it all rolls out.
You're killing me here, man.
That's our job here, to make you happy and get the audience pumped up. You've had the audience pumped up for the last 37 minutes or so. I know they've been engaged. They've been in a chat. They've been asking questions. A lot of people are jumping in and out, and they'll watch it later on. A lot of people watch it later on YouTube because they're probably watching the Olympics tonight. So go USA. I think we got a few more golds today. Gabby Thomas won the 200. I'm sorry, very fast young lady. I would not want to get chased by her because she is lightning fast, and a Harvard graduate at that. So Harvard produces fast people as well, not just all the schools in Texas.
Love it.
So if you had to do it all over again, Terry, would you go in the Air Force, and would you do the things you've done so far?
Would I go in the Air Force? Without question. Now, would I stay in the Air Force? Might be a question, because again, I got into business, and once I hit my low, my entire life turned around, and using the Oxcart technique, and things have gone pretty cool. That being said, I think I kind of, in a way, wish I'd stayed in that. Civilians are fantastic. They're wonderful, but there's something about military people. We all know that. Yes. And that culture there that's pretty spectacular. Not to mention, they were trying to in-brief me on a Black World project, but because I was putting my paperwork in and helping run a base change of command ceremony at the time, I never went. They were going to fly me into the Pentagon to in-brief me. I never went. I'll never know what that was. And they're offering me some pretty cool positions in the Air Force if I stayed in. But and again, that's just because I work hard. Just work hard, have a good attitude.
Definitely. Terry, you taught the audience a bunch tonight from how to survive on a reality show, how to get through life, even when it gives you that sucker punch early on, and you have to battle through things to get through life. And then also your success as a businessman, entrepreneur in life. What's some advice you would give our audience, the MisFit Nation? What would you tell them? 3 things that make them a better human, 1, and 2 is more successful human?
Gosh, so many things, right, that we all want to share, especially when you get to be as old as I am. One of the things, though, I think a lot of us veterans have trouble with is, again, military people are a special breed. We get the job done. It's yes sir, no sir, no excuse, sir. So we just get crap done. We don't whine, we don't bitch, we don't complain. So when we get on the outside, it's a culture shock sometimes. But I think what we need to try to understand, because a lot of times we react to that and we react to those people. We got to understand, number one, they don't have the background that we do. They weren't in those situations. They weren't taught what we were taught. And it's a certain type of person, I believe, that's attracted to the military. The whole world's not like that. So give them some grace. Give them some grace that they don't have that background you do. They're not going to act like you do. The next part, though, is give yourself some grace as well. You've been through a lot. You've seen a lot. You've done a lot. You're going to act out sometimes. You're not a horrible person. You're not a bad person. You screwed up, maybe again, but give yourself some flipping grace, man. Try to stop doing it. Get some help. My God, get some help, but give yourself some grace. The next thing I think is, a lot of times we think, well, I used to kill people for a living, so that doesn't really help my my outside job prospects. But in truth, you got so many. Understand the skills you do have. Don't think about what you don't have. Think about what you do have. You've got amazing leadership skills. You've got amazing followership skills. You've got that do or die attitude. You've got that yes or no excuse or yes or no sir, no excuse or attitude, which can go far. So harness all of your strengths. Forget about your weaknesses. We all got them. Harness your strengths, man, because they are amazing. And do not limit yourself no matter what. I mean, again, I'm just an Air Force guy, and yet if you go look up my bio, I've accomplished a couple of things now. Don't limit yourself. Understand that the foundation we've got is, you can build any skyscraper on, and you have it within you to do so. Get help, work as a team like we're used to doing, and make it happen. Does that help? Is that helpful?
I think that's all helpful. Steve, what do you think?
I think that was very helpful. And as you were saying, stacking victories from the same thing. Get in there, get it done, and just stack it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Push it.
That's our mantra here, is to stack victories every day. Beat yesterday. So today, if I have 19 victories, tomorrow I want 20. Do the same thing. Win every day. Win every day. Don't worry about yesterday. Keep pushing forward. It's all going to work out for you in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's where the Oxcart technique comes in also. It stacks your victories. Each day is a new day. And when I'm doing personal coaching with people, sometimes they'll tell me, well, today was more of a left day, meaning they went towards their failure scenario, because either one could be your future. Today was more of a left day, or yesterday was, but today's going to be a right day. Like, fantastic. Do those things on that middle plan of action, that bridge between failure and success, and make it happen every single day.
Definitely. And Terry, what's the best way for the audience to get in contact with you if they want to just chat with you, learn more about you, or maybe get you to coach them?
Yeah, TerryLFossum.com has got a lot of stuff on it. It's got the Oxcart Technique stuff on there. It's got the books. There's also, it's got public speaking stuff. If you're interested in getting over your fear of public speaking, there's some fantastic stuff in there for you. But it's also got, I want to tell this audience about the Blow the Bolts audio series. I'm probably most proud of that. Blow the Bolts is a NASA term. You got a rocket trying to take off, all the main engines going, T-4, 3, 2, but it's staying in place. Why? Well, there's 8 bolts holding it back. We all have 8 bolts that hold us back. Self-doubts, fears, excuses, etc. That audio series on there has helped a lot of people. And I think for this audience especially, again, I kind of know a bit about the military community. The things we've been through, the things we're going through, it can really, really be a benefit. So take a look at that. Take a look at that. It can be helpful for you.
Definitely. And thank you, Terry, for that. And the audience, please don't be shy. Jump in there, ask those questions, get on those videos, the audio tapes, download, ask him for a copy of his book. I believe he'll send it to you free if you ask politely. And he'll be nice.
It's not going too crazy. But tell you what we'll do. Because actually I don't have the ability to do that for everybody. It's for sale on Amazon. I don't keep the books here, so I can't even work discounts for everybody on that. But for the things that are available on the website, the coaching programs and stuff, I do. So if you look at that and you go, man, I want to do this, get a hold of me. There's a link on the website. You tell me that you heard about this from MisFitNation. I'm going to give you a coupon code for a good percentage off of that program. You just tell me you heard it from MisFitNation. In fact, tell you what, here's what we're going to do. No, I don't have time to. I've got to actually rush to a Boy Scout meeting. But yeah, you reach out to me and say, MisFitNation, I want my discount, and you'll get one. Promise you.
Outstanding. Thank you, Terry, again for taking some of your time tonight to hang out with the Tuesday crew of the Misfit Nation. It's always great to have an awesome veteran leader come on the show and show different ways to be successful without going by the textbook way of doing things. So outstanding advice tonight, and thank you for all you do.
Thank you guys for reaching out to my brothers and sisters. I very much appreciate that. Nobody understands veterans like veterans do. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to help reach out and help my brothers and sisters out there who are going through the same things that I've gone through, and much, much more in some cases. So guys, keep up the fight, keep up the fight, keep up the fight. You got this. Thank you all.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you, Terry.
And one more thing before we jump out. Today is the 13th anniversary of Extortion 1-7. Quick reaction force of Bird Chinook in Afghanistan over to Tangi Valley, was flying to into an action to help others that were in combat, and they were shot down. We lost 38 humans and 1 service dog that day. So I know their family on these anniversaries go through a lot, and their brothers and sisters who were fighting with them. Keep them in your thoughts and prayers tonight. And Terry Fossum, thank you for a great show tonight. We'll see you on the flip side Thursday night, the next show for the Misfit Nation, everybody. We'll see you then.
This message is from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Did you serve in the military? If so, you can obtain a free lifetime pass to more than 2,000 federal recreation sites. These sites are located across more than 400 million acres of public lands, including national parks, wildlife refuges, and forests. The lands host activities to fit any lifestyle: hiking, biking, fishing, camping, and much more. Gold Star families are also eligible for these free lifetime passes. Plus, they cover entrance fees for a driver and all passengers in a car, or up to 3 additional adults at sites that charge per person. Obtaining one is easy. Just go to the National Park Service website, nps.gov, or the National Park Service app.
Thanks for checking us out and being a part of the Misfit Nation show. Don't forget to visit our website at themisfitnation.com. That's themisfitnation.com. Check out all our past episodes and get some of the great Misfit Nation gear for you and your family. As always, be humble, stay hungry, and keep hustling, because we are
Misfit Nation. Misfit Nation.